I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness or duder or, you know, El Duderino.
Welcome back, Slotcar family, on another video on slotcardude. Today I'm going to show you how I glue foamies to aluminium rims that we use. Those rims that you can see here are from Slot. It's a German company. As you can see, they are weight reduced and the outside diameter is below 25 millimeters, which is in the rules and regulations for the scale auto class that we race. So those tires are too small. So what we have to do first is we have to get rid of the old foam that is glued to those rims. And that's what I show you here on my hoodie, how I remove that foam glued to those lightweight rims. Those rims have a diameter of outside diameter of 21 millimeters, and the inside is like 20 millimeters to fit and suit those wheel inserts that come with the scale auto cars. And it's exactly the same size as the scale auto rims. What you need is actually a very sharp X-Acto knife. I do have the X-Acto knife here, but it's not very sharp. But we'll just get rid of that first rubber, the first foam here, and I guess then I will change the blade to a new one because that's already pretty, well, it needs a lot of effort to get that foam tire off the rim. What am I gonna do next to it? I'll show you in a minute. First of all, we need to get rid of as much glue that is still on that rim as possible to get a good surface to glue the new tires to it. That's what they look like. And as you can see, there is still a lot of residue on that rim. We have a way to get that off, but first of all, let's change that blade from the X-Acto knife to a new one, best without cutting myself. Did work this time. And get off the foam from the rim. You can use or you can choose whatever foam material you want. Those foam tires come in different shores, so softness is different from different brands and different manufacturers. I use a 45 shore for the Carrera track that we race on, Carrera tracks that we race on, and the one wood-routed track that we race on. I use the same material for both track surfaces. And as you can see with the new blade, it's a little quicker and a little better to get rid of that foam being glued onto the rim. I'm also going to show you what glue I use to glue those foamies on, and I'm also going to show you what foam I'm actually using. So this is what this rim looks like at the moment. I glued very well the last time. Again, you can see the weight reduced rims here, and this is what I put the rims into. I use just an old jam glass jar where I will soak those rims to get rid of the glue and the residues that are still on those rims. So just put them in there, soak them in there for a few minutes, and that's how those foam tires come like. They already pre-cut on the inside and pretty straight. So yes, of course I need two of them, and I'm gonna show you how I glue them to those rims using some special tools there. But first of all, let's check out the rims and how the glue gets softened. You can actually check it out by just scratching it off with your nails. As you cannot see here at the moment, sorry for the back camera, there you go. So you just scratch it off with your fingernails very easily. That's how it's done pretty much. And we just soak them for another 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't take long to get them clean, and that's what they look like then afterwards, or how you want them to look. That was the first one. Let's check out the second one. Does it look the same? Yeah, exactly the same. Everything off. If there's still something on you want to get rid of, just scratch with your nail and you can take it off. So that's what we want our rims to look like. You can see in the glass all the residues that have come off. Those beautiful rims, weight reduced and balanced rims. By the way, so let's prepare the gluing. This is the glue that I use. I guess it's only available in Europe. Don't know about the US. It's a rather soft glue. Takes about like 2 hours to get hard. And this is the tool I use. You put the rim on that axle, lift it off a little bit, like I do here, and just screw it to that 3mm axle pole, whatever you want to call it. Now, this device is to fit the foam tires onto them, and the whole thing will then go over the rim, which means the rim will go inside there. Gonna show it to you. There's no glue on there yet. Let me just fit that in. Just a second. So that's how it will be. And with that rim, we will pull actually the foam tire onto that rim. I'll show you in a second. First of all, we're gonna put some glue on there, exactly there, and only there. So I'm gonna use that toothpick to put that on evenly, which I just did in the background. Couldn't do it in front of the camera properly, so I just did it off camera. Here it is, and now I'm going to show you how this tool works. You just put that in there, and then the whole tire will go over the rim. Plop, there you go, and it's on, and it's on quite evenly. And that's the main important part for this gluing process. Now you can screw that rim off again, and there you go. This is what it looks like. Of course, the tire is wider than the rim. You need to adjust that on your tire truer afterwards when it turned dry. This tool is available in different sizes, which means for different diameters of rims. On the right hand side, you can see top right or here what they look like when they're both glued on there. We'll just leave them on their own for like 2-3 hours so that the glue dries out. Again, this is what it looks like. Yes, there is overlap of the tire material on both sides. You just need to trim that off on your tire truer, which you can see here. I'm using exactly the same X-Acto knife to cut off the overlapping tire material on both sides, which means on the inside and on the outside, of course. After we've done that, we will start to true the tire. But first of all, we need to check out what is the outside diameter that the tire has. That's 30mm. We will cut it down to something like 25.8, which we start right there. So this is my hoodie setup, as you can see here. And if you look closely on top of that device, you can see that there is a gap. The whole tire is put to that round, to that scratching part of the tire truer in an angle, which means at the moment the outside diameter of that tire will be slightly smaller than the inside diameter, which means the tire does not touch the track in its full width when the car is on a straight. But as soon as the car will start to corner, cars tend to lean on the outside. This is exactly when the full width of the tire will touch the track, and that will give you most traction in the corners. You don't need that much on a straight. All you need is to get that power down on the track that comes from the motor. So we ended up in 25.88, and that is exactly where we want to start our track journey with those tires. This is exactly what I wanted the tires to be.
If you like this kind of content, please leave a like. If you want to get informed when I issue new videos, feel free to subscribe to my channel. It's free of charge. Leave comments, share, tell others. Just feel free to stroll around in my channel, ask questions, all slot car related. You ask them, you get an answer. No problem.
Slotcar family, this was my tutorial or my sharing of information and experience that I did for you for gluing foam tires. And by the way, the same system also works for urethane tires, for gluing tires to flat rims. As you could see, we're using this type of rims a lot, just in different sizes, different diameters, and different width. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there was some information in there for you. And don't forget, as always with Slotcar Dude, there is more to come.